Hello my lovelies and welcome to today's video. As promised, I'm doing an update on my favorite concealers. A while ago I did my favorite concealers in two parts. This is going to be a one-part video, just some of the concealers that I've been loving. Some I love more than others, and I will tell you why. And at the very end of the video, I will just add in a foundation that I left out of my updated favorite foundations. If you didn't watch that video, I will link that somewhere here or here. I'm not quite sure which side it goes on, but I will link that video so you can see my 5 favorite foundations. And there is one more. It's kind of a foundation, not really. So I'll put that in at the end of this video just so that we are up to date and complete. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Ambarina, and if you're a regular viewer, then welcome back. I hope you're all really well. If you're not already, I would love for you to subscribe so you can come back for more videos. And with that said, let's get into today's video. For reference, just so you know, I have what I would call normal skin, but very, very dry under the eyes. Also, mature skin. I'm 55, so dry skin and mature skin, fine lines and wrinkles under the eyes. But the rest of my skin, I would say, is pretty normal. Now, in no particular order, maybe I'll save my 2 favorites for the very end. Yeah, I'm going to save the last 2 for the very end, but otherwise in no particular order. One that I have been sleeping on. Why have I been sleeping on this? It's been in my makeup box for quite a while. This is the Sculpted by Amy Complete Cover Up. I have it in the shade Tan. It is one of these pot concealers. It is quite thick, but once it goes on the skin, it is quite lightweight. I like to warm it up with my finger like this and then apply. I was clearing out my makeup box and realized I had this, and I started using it under my eyes. It gives the most insanely beautiful coverage under the eyes. The only thing is that this is not meant to be an under eye concealer, so it does settle into the fine lines and creases. But for spot concealing on the face, this is gorgeous. As I said, I'm in the shade Tan. It's a really good color match for my skin. Actually, to be honest, I love everything I've tried from Sculpted by Amy, and this Complete Cover Up is no exception. By the way, none of this is sponsored, obviously, because there's just a whole load of brands in here. Some of these things have been sent to me in PR packages, and I'll make sure to tell you which ones I bought, which ones were PR. The Sculpted by Amy one just now, that was sent to me in PR. While we're talking about Sculpted by Amy, this is, I think, meant to be an under eye concealer. This is the Brighten Up concealer. Obviously in a different format. It's much more creamy. It's a little bit more radiant. This is in a lighter shade, as you can see. It's much more creamy and much more forgiving under the eyes. It blends beautifully. I'm not doing a very good job of showing you how it blends, but it is, as you can see, very creamy and blends really easily. I've got way too much on the back of my hand there. Maybe you can see it better like that. And it does a beautiful job of covering up under the eyes. It's hydrating as well, which I need under my eyes. So I do love this as well. But the Complete Cover Up gives more coverage than, obviously, the Brighten Up. But together, they work really well. Oh, and I should have said, this is in the shade Sand. And that Sculpted by Amy one was sent in PR. One that I bought myself, this is the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Long Wear Concealer. I bought this in 2 shades because I felt that they didn't really have one that was my perfect match. This one is in the shade 3W, and the other one I have, I can't remember. I've had this for a while now. 3W, as the name would suggest, is quite a warm shade. It's got quite an orange undertone. And I liked that originally because I thought it would cover up the dark circles, like color correct, at the same time as conceal. But to be honest, I didn't feel that this gave me enough coverage. I stopped using both of them quite soon after I bought them because they just didn't give me enough coverage. I do have quite dark circles under my eyes, and so yeah, that wasn't really the vibe. One that I've recently been sent in PR, and I absolutely love the shade match. This is from Kosas. They've recently extended their shade range, and it was on the basis of that that they sent this to me in PR. I love the shade match on this. They got it really right. It is gloriously creamy and gives a lovely radiant finish to under the eyes without being shiny. It has kind of an orangey undertone to it, which you can see there. So it really does camouflage the dark circles under the eyes. At the end of a long day, I do find that this one does sit in my fine lines and creases. So I'm loving this if I don't need to be wearing concealer all day. Like if I have a short little trip out and I just want my under eyes to look hydrated, concealed, really smooth finish on this. But if I was to be out all day, like from morning till evening, then I probably would not go for this one, just because after a few hours, you can see it sitting in the fine lines and creases. The shade I'm in on this, I cannot see a shade reference on here, so I'll have to dig out the box if I've still got it and put the shade reference in the description box down below. Everything, by the way, I will put the shade reference in the description box down below, and I'll also link them if you wanted to check out the shade ranges on any of these. Another one that was sent to me by PR, and I absolutely love this. This is my second bottle of it. Tube bottle, I'm not quite sure. This is from Delilah Cosmetics, which if you have not tried anything from Delilah, oh my goodness, they have such a beautiful range of makeup. One of my favorite foundations, which you will have seen in my updated foundations video, which I have linked, is their Time Frame foundation. Perfect color match. I'm in the shade Maple in their foundation. Absolutely perfect, and I love it for an everyday foundation. Same goes for this concealer. This is their Take Cover Concealer, and I think I'm in the shade Cashmere. Yeah, I'm in the shade Cashmere. There is quite a theme here. Again, this one is quite orange in its undertone. Actually, not even undertone, it's just quite orange, which I love for really knocking back the darkness under my eyes. And I actually don't have anything negative to say about this one at all. It's a beautiful, beautiful product. And somehow or other, this works under my eyes to knock back the dark circles and really conceal and brighten under my eyes. But I can also use this to spot cover around my face as well. There are days where even if I'm heading out, I don't want to wear foundation. If my skin is doing its thing and looking good, then I just want to kind of spot conceal in certain areas. And this one is really good for that as well as under the eyes. So yeah, I love that. Delilah Take Cover Radiant Cream Concealer. I'm really whizzing through them. I'm wondering if I'm giving you enough detail. Maybe not. If there's any questions, obviously you can leave them in the comments below, because I'm wondering if I'm just going through these too quickly. But I don't want to make this a long video. I just want to kind of get through them and tell you which concealers I'm loving. And I know it's a lot, but remember, I do get sent quite a lot of makeup to try out, to review for my job. The next one is from Studio 10, and I don't know what the actual name of it is, and I can't really see what shade I am. So again, I will put this in the description box below. This is a really clever product from Studio 10. Again, another brand which, if you don't know, it is worth checking out. Oh, I just remembered, I still have a discount code for Studio 10, so I will put that in the description box below. I might even put it up here on the screen. It's Ambarina 10. So that will get you 10% off anything you buy at Studio 10. I'm a big fan of a lot of the Studio 10 products because the whole range has been specifically formulated for mature skins and what mature skins need, and just everything is hydrating and glowy and lovely. Anyway, back to what we're talking about, the concealer. If I bring this close, you'll be able to see it has what they call a hydrating core. So this is a really hydrating, moisturizing concealer, and I love how this brightens under my eyes. You might think that because it's got that hydrating core running right through it, it might not give you enough coverage, especially under the eyes, but it does. It has got a lot of pigment in there, and this really brightens under my eyes. I love this. In fact, this should probably be, I would say this is in my top 3 for sure. I love it. I wish I could tell you the shade. It will be linked in the description box below. It has more of a peachy undertone, as you can see, rather than orange. I love this one. I love it. And it's really easy to keep in your handbag. Nothing is going to leak. So, you know, it's easy to carry around for touch-ups. It's a great little product. Absolutely wonderful. I really recommend. And not just because I've got a discount code for you. This is my second one of these as well. Or is it the third? This one is relatively new into my concealer collection. This is from Et al, which is a newer brand than quite a lot of the ones that I'm talking about. I think it's probably only about 3 years old. Sorry about all the noise, guys. We've got the windows open because it's really warm and there seem to be police and ambulances and sirens going off everywhere. Et al is a newish brand. Everything they do includes skincare ingredients in their makeup. They only have one concealer in their product range, so I can't remember the name of it, but they only have one. And I'm in the shade 180N. I love this as well. I got quite mucky on the bottle, but I would say this runs strong peach. It's not really an orange tone. It's more of a very strong peach tone. Lots and lots of pigment in this, but lots and lots of skincare ingredients in this. It's very, very hydrating. And a little goes a very long way. So you just need to dot this. You don't need to put on as much as I put on there. That's just to show you, but literally just a few dots and then you just blend that out. It's absolutely gorgeous. You can sheer it out a little bit more by using a setting spray on your brush before you put this on. I use this to spot conceal. I use this under my eyes. I mean, I can actually feel how hydrating this is on my hand while it's sitting there on my hand. It's very cooling and I can feel the hydration going into the skin on my hand. So again, maybe a brand that you might not have heard of, Et al, but it's definitely worth checking out. Oh, Et al have just launched their new Radiant, well, newish. I think they launched it a month ago in April. They've launched a new Radiant foundation. They had one foundation before, one formulation, which was kind of like semi-matte, I guess. I didn't really get on with it very much, but the Radiant foundation I really like. They've just launched it after I did my most recent foundations video. Maybe when I do an update, we'll see if I include it in there. We're down to the last 3. This one is an oldie, and I'm sure many of you have used it. This is the Nars Soft Matte Concealer. Again, another pot concealer. I know everyone goes on and on about the creamy radiant concealer. I don't know. I bought that back in the day. I probably bought 3 or 4 times. But when I discovered the soft matte concealer, I never looked back. I love this because you don't have to set this with powder. I don't like using powder under my eyes unless I have to. And whenever I do use powder under my eyes, I always regret it, always. Because within an hour, it's just, my under eyes just look cakey and dry, and it's just not a good look. It's visible to the naked eye, that kind of cakiness under my eyes. I'm exceedingly dry under my eyes. So the soft matte concealer, you can see how much I've loved this. In fact, funny little story about this one. This is in the shade Biscuit. My daughter bought it for herself, realized it wasn't the right shade for her, and she just offloads things onto me just because, I don't know, she just thinks it's the easiest way to get rid of it off her dressing table. So she gave it to me and said, oh, I think you might like this. And it's absolutely the most beautiful shade under my eyes. I use this like when I'm going out in the evening and I really want a bright under eye in the shade Biscuit. I think possibly when I was using the Radiant Creamy concealers and also the soft matte concealers that I bought myself, maybe I was always buying them in the wrong shade. I never ever bought Biscuit. I know that for sure. She bought Biscuit. It wasn't right for her. And I'm so glad because I absolutely love this. Hold on, let me just swatch this one for you and not get it under my nails. Can you see that? And you can build that up, or you can actually keep it quite sheer. Even though it's a pot concealer, you can build that up. Sorry, the sun has come out now and the light has changed, so apologies for that. I hope you can still see me because I can't really see myself on the camera monitor now. Sorry. Okay, we are down to the last 2, my 2 favorites. I can't tell you how much I love these. I'm wearing one of them today, which is this one, and I'll do that one last because I absolutely love it. They're joint favorites. These are joint favorites. This is the Hourglass Vanish Concealer, I believe it's called. I'm in the shade Topaz, which you can, if you can see how much I've loved this. It's kind of literally running out. love this. It is very, very pigmented. I wear this under my eyes because it gives so much coverage. Again, with this one, you don't need a lot. Look at the coverage. Look at the pigment on there. It's absolutely stunning under the eyes. Very, very orange. It is, for me, that is a corrector and a concealer all in one. I would say this is like a semi-matte finish. Let me see if I can blend it down a little bit for you. It's like a semi-matte finish. And I know it looks really, really orange, but somehow or other, it just blends under the eyes just to knock back the dark circles. And it doesn't look orange anymore. It just looks like I've got the most perfect concealer on. It does blend down to a matte finish. And that's one of the reasons why I love it, because I don't have to powder it. It just sets on its own. So that to me is really important, because if I can avoid using powder under my eyes, I will. And my favorite one, my absolute favorite one, oh, sorry, the Hourglass one I bought myself. Have I gone through all of those and told you if they're PR or if I bought them? I can't remember. Maybe I'll also include that in the description box below, just for full transparency, just so you know. Hourglass, I bought myself. Last one that I bought myself, I absolutely love. This is my second tube of this. So I bought the same shade again, because the shade match is perfect for me. This is the Kevyn Aucoin. I think it says it's the Supernatural Concealer. Does exactly what it says. I'm wearing this under my eyes. If I come up close, maybe it's settled, but this one doesn't really settle under the eyes in the fine lines and wrinkles. I've got no powder on. I'm actually not wearing any foundation. I'm just wearing this under my eyes, and I've also used it to spot conceal a couple of like blemishes that are on my chin. I've got one there, and one there, like symmetrical blemishes. But this is what I've used under my eyes, and it is the dream. Again, no powder. Color match is perfect. I'm in the shade, I should know this because I bought this twice now. I'm gonna have to put the shade match in the description box. I'm sorry, I don't think it's on there, or I can't read it, one or the other. So I know I've got the little pot concealer, I can't remember what that's called, Surreal Skin or something. I find that is a bit too drying. So when this was launched, I went out and bought this, and I love it. This, as you can see, is a lot less orange than some of those other concealers, but somehow it manages to cover the dark circles, and I can use it to spot conceal on my face. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I would say this is my #1 favorite concealer so far of all time. I really want to try. There are two that I really want to try. I really want to try the Natasha Denona one, because I hear that it's really good for mature skin. So I want to go and get shade matched. I need to get to Sephora and go and find out if that works for me or not. And I will let you know. I'll let you know in a future vlog or something like that. And the other one I really want to try is from Haus Labs, because the Haus Labs foundation is currently my favorite foundation. So I'm hoping, like fingers crossed, that the concealer is also just as mind-blowingly good as the foundation, but I haven't tried it yet. So those are two on my wish list to try, but hopefully you've got an idea of the ones that I absolutely love and the two that are my 100% favorites. Okay, it felt like I did that really fast, but I'm just looking at the camera and I think I've been talking for 25 minutes. Hopefully I can cut some of that down. If you're still here, I'm so glad, because I just wanted to update you on one foundation type of product that didn't make it into, well, I forgot to include it in my foundations video. So I just wanted to kind of just put it in here in case you're looking for something that isn't quite a foundation, but it is just your skin, but better. It is from Studio 10. This was sent to me by PR, but I would 100% purchase this. And what I love about this is that it doesn't look like you're wearing foundation. You aren't actually wearing foundation. It is skincare plus, plus, plus. It's got niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, peptides. It leaves your skin looking dewy and glowy. It evens out the skin tone. And I just realized that I haven't told you what it's called. It is the Hydra Fusion Daily Defense, and it's like a 5-in-1. So it works as your moisturizer. I mean, you can put this on top of moisturizer, but it works as your moisturizer, and it's also a really good SPF. I mean, you'd have to use two, you know, when you're using SPF, you want 2 whole fingerfuls of SPF. So I always use a separate SPF, but this is just extra SPF. If you're just like pottering around the house, this is probably enough. I think it's SPF 50. I think, I could be wrong. Again, I'll put it in the description. I can't remember now. I should remember these things. Let me take some out so you can see what this is like. It's like a serum formulation. It's very lightweight on the skin. It blends beautifully. I mean, there's nothing to blend because it's just a tinted, it's like a tinted serum. And the glowy, radiant, look at that. Can you see how radiant and dewy, and that dewiness and radiance stays all day. So you look like your skin is just alive and awake, and you've got skincare ingredients in there, like I said. Your face is protected with the SPF. It's like an all-in-one. It's the perfect thing to take on holiday as well. So I just wanted to slot that in there. I hope you don't mind because I forgot to include it in the last video and then it was too late. So that is everything. That is all the concealers that I'm currently loving, some more than others. A little addition to my foundations video, which, as I said, I will link in the description box below, and you'll have seen it linked up here somewhere as well. And that is it. Thank you so much for watching. I think I was speaking 19 to the dozen, so if you kept up, I'm really proud of you. And like I said, if you're not already subscribed, please do consider hitting that subscribe button for more videos, fitness, health, beauty, skincare, hair care, daily life, vlogs, all of that. We do all of that over here. So if you're interested in any of that, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful, then please do consider giving it a thumbs up just so that I know that you liked it. And if you have any questions, if you have any questions about any of these concealers, then ask away in the comments section and I will obviously respond to all comments. That is it. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you guys in my next video.